Guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tessie. You're welcome. Please subscribe before leaving. So in this video, I'm going to be reacting on a video made by Fantastic Favor that she uploaded on her Jessica space. If you don't know, I'm a Nigerian living in Italy. So she uploaded a video yesterday about her son that vomited at school here in Italy, and the teachers called them back to come and pick the boy up. So the whole story is long. You can go to check her channel out to watch the whole story. So you can go to her channel to watch the full story of what happened. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to start by telling my own story before reacting to her own. I'm going to start by telling my own story, our own experience. I have a son that is in primary 3 right now, for those of you that don't know, and I have a daughter that is in preschool. So we are focusing on primary school, okay? Before I say what I have to say, I'm not going to say that Italian teachers are right, or the school system in Italy is better or not better, or the school system in Nigeria is better or not better. I'm calling only these two countries because this is the two countries I've lived. I was born and brought up in Nigeria, living here in Italy for close to 10 years right now. I think this year I will be 10 years living in Italy. So yes. So my son is 8 years now, primary 3. And Caleb is also in primary. I think he's primary 1 or primary 2 or thereabouts. So about calling them back, calling the parents back to pick the child because he vomited, it's something that is common here. Let me tell you guys my own story. Actually, last year when Cosmo was in primary 2 last year, I'm still at school. I'm still going to my beauty school. I'm in the final year of my beauty school right now. But that last year was my second year in beauty school. So last year Cosmo was at primary 2 last year. So the school, I don't know how many times the school called me last year to come and pick Cosmo, because first of all, one is because he said he's having headache. I left everything I was doing. I went back there to pick Cosmo, and he's back home and the headache was gone. I didn't say anything. Second time they called me again. The second time it actually happened right there in my front, when he was running into the school and he fell down. I called him back. I checked everything was fine. He was very fine. He was fine. He didn't break anything. There was no blood coming out. It's just tiny bruise on the hand. I checked him. There was nothing. So I told him to go to school. After some hours of him being at school, the school called me that my son said his fingers are paining him, that they don't know if he broke his hand, that I should come and pick him up. Hold on, guys. That I should come and pick him up, that he's crying, that his fingers oh dear. Now I am laughing, but it was not funny. Okay, so I completely understand Fantastic Favor ranting about the school system here in Italy. So they called me. I left everything. I was at my training. I was doing tirocinio. For those of you that don't know tirocinio, when you are going to beauty school here, you have to do training. I think it's apprentice or something like that. So I was there and they called me. I have to leave everything I was doing, run to my son's school, thinking that my son is in, he's in pain. Getting to my son's school, picked him up, come back home, the whole pain was gone. It's because for me, I think the teachers no longer have energy, the patience to take care of kids here. I know if it's in Nigeria, before they called any parents to come and pick their child, as they will investigate, they will make sure that the child is actually in pain or the child is not feeling well before they can call the parents to pick the child up from school. But here in Italy, it's the same thing, and they did not finish there. Another day they called me again. They called me again early last year again, that my son said he's having headache, and he was crying non-stop, and they couldn't keep him because he was crying non-stop, and he said he's having pain in the head. Without investigating, like that day on, I was super mad. I was so so mad that I couldn't take it anymore. So I actually went to pick him up that day. I actually went to pick him that day, and they brought him back. Everything was gone. My son is fine. So they called me for nothing. They've called me how many times now for nothing? So that day I decided that when next they called me, I would not go. I was at the Tiroshini, I was where I was doing my training. So another day came in again, saying that he said he's also having pain, he's crying, he say his fingers are paining him, his head are paining him, this are paining him, he's crying. I was like, did he have fever? They said no. Is he in danger? They said no. But he's crying. I said, the only thing that happened is that he's crying. They said yes. I said, guarda signora, sono al lavoro, non può venire adesso. Arrivo quando arrivo, perché non sono a casa. In case you don't understand what So I replied to the lady that called me that, look, I'm at work. When I arrived. I'm not rushing. If he doesn't have fever, he's not in danger. He's having a little bit pain. Instead of them to investigate, they pick a phone and called me to come and pick him. Because they think that I'm jobless. Even if I'm jobless, even if I'm a housewife, they shouldn't do that. So after 10 minutes of me telling them that sono al lavoro, non può venire adesso, arrivo quando arrivo, means whatever when I arrive, my call came in again from his school, and they said that, guarda signora, arriva con calma, perché non è una cosa grave. It means that take it, arrive when you are, take it slow, because it's not something that is urgent. Instead of them to tell me not to come at all, that my child is fine, they said it's not something that. So as a parent, if you get something, that kind of call, you are already anxious to go there and know what is happening to your child. So I left what I was doing 3 hours early to go to the school to pick him up and know what happened. When I arrived at school, if you see, my son was shaking. He's not shaking because he was sick. I don't know what the teacher told him, because when I reply in a very angry way, that I'm at work and they're always calling me to come and pick my child, that my child is not sick. So I don't know what the teacher told him. So he was feeling sorry for me. He wasn't feeling sorry for, he was feeling sorry that he reacted the way he reacted at school, and the school had to call me. So I wasn't angry with my child. I was angry with the school, because you can't be calling parents the way you're calling parents. When a child, because if it's in Nigeria, when a child when a child cry at school, they don't just call parents to come and pick their child because the child is crying. They don't call parents to come and pick their child because there is a pain in the hand. They don't call parents to, in any given thing, maybe the child is having pain. Nigeria investigates, making sure that the child is really in pain for them to call parents. He's really sick for them to call parents to come and rush to school to pick their child up. So that day I went home with him. It was school closing hour was it was 2 hours to the closing time. So the teacher now asked me that it's not grave, that is why they called me. I said, you called me, but you did not specify it. You called me and said I should come slow, I should not be in a hurry. That is what you said. You did not. I said do not come because it's not urgent. So you already called me before to tell me that my child is having headache and my child is crying. Then you called me again instead of you to tell me that it was a mistake. The call was a mistake. I should keep doing what I was doing, but you called me to tell me that I should not be in a hurry, that I should arrive when I arrive. Okay, you will have made it clear for me not to come at all, not to leave everything I was doing to come and pick my child at school. So that is what she now asked, do I want to leave Cosmo at school for the remaining 2 hours? I was like, no, I'm already here. I'm here. I'm picking my child up and I'm going home with him. So they saw my face that day. They saw that I was very angry, and the way I talked to the teacher is my mother's age. The way I talked to her, she noticed that I wasn't having it fun, because this is not the first time they did that, and this is not the second time, and this is not the third time they did something like that. So I went home with him. I started ranting to my husband. I said a lot of things to my that day because I was so angry, leaving what I was doing, and because they thought I was jobless, they can call me whenever they want to call me. So my husband was like, calm down. That my husband started explaining the reason why the teachers normally called now. I don't know if in the past they sue some teachers or school for not calling the parents when a child is sick or something. Like, I don't know what happened at the past, but something happened at the past in the Italian educational system in at the school that made teachers that every child that is crying, teachers no longer have patience for child that is crying. No, as the child what happened, get to know what happened and how they will help. Teachers no longer available, especially here in Italy. Teachers no longer available to, you know, to take care of a child or to cuddle a child if the child is not their favorite. Teachers are no longer available to, you know, when a child cries, to ask the child question to know why the child is crying. Teachers are no longer available. Maybe a child is feeling pain in the head, or maybe the child fell down while playing. They will call you as a parent to come and pick it. They're no longer available to actually investigate to know what is happening to a child. I'm saying all of this to just to let you guys know that it's not happening only for the foreigners living here in Italy, but in general. I'm talking about Italians themselves. I mean, both parents Italian. They are also complaining and lamenting over this thing that is going on into Italian system of government education, because the teachers will say we don't have time because we have to follow a model, we have to follow a program, school program before the school term is over. We have to follow it, so they don't longer have time to take care of a child, to cuddle a child, to get to know a child, to get to know the difficulty, how to help a child. In fact, I was talking to a mother that I was talking to another mother that her own mom was a teacher. The mom was like, when they were, you know, teaching, when she was a teacher, the system was not like this. It was not working this way, because then when a child has problem, teachers were available to, you know, get to know that child, get to know what is happening with the child, or a child that is having difficulty in some studies. They develop a time, they dedicate a time on that particular child to help the child. But right now, when your child is back, when your child is low at school, they no longer care the way they cared before. So I'm saying all of this because you should expect more. You should expect more of them calling you. It won't stop. It won't stop on this. As long as he vomited at school, even if he didn't stain his clothes, but they saw him vomit, you must come and carry him. Even if you bring a change of clothes to that school and change him right there in their front, they will ask you to take him home. That is what they do. So just get prepared, because this is the system of education here in Italy, especially in the primary school. I don't know about Scuola Media because my son haven't arrived there. So I'm saying, because it's not only us foreigners that this thing is affecting, it's also affecting the Italians by themselves. A lot of Italian parents are lamenting so much. This is why a lot of Italian parents, especially here in the north, even in the South Italy, a lot of them mothers are no longer working, and they are at home if they don't have their grandparents that take care of the kids. A lot of moms are no longer working because they have to be available to pick their child from school whenever the school call. They are always expecting. Like, I was talking to another mother one day, and she said that there was a day she never goes out of the city when they especially for the last born. The only day she tried to go out of the city to another city close to us, that day the school called to tell her that your child is crying, your child is, I'm talking about Italian, both parents Italian, that she needs to come and pick the child up from school. The first day she actually tried to go out to do something. So a lot of mothers are no longer working there at home if they don't have grandparents. Those that have grandparents put their grandparents there. When they call their grandparents to come and pick the child up from school. As long as they call, you have to be there, because if mistakenly something happened, they will put it on the file that they call you and you did not come. It's difficult because you no longer know when the child is very sick to come, and when the child is not sick at all to come. That is one thing that they don't understand, that they don't understand. So I know it's painful. I have been there. I have ranted my own, just that I didn't come here, but I have been there, and I'm still in the future. Like, anything can happen. They can call me today actually to tell me that this happened. If you followed my, any of you that followed my vlogmas, last Christmas vlogmas, know that there was a day I went back to school to pick customer because the school called December. The school called because Christina was at home, because Christina was feeling, she wasn't feeling fine. So I left Christina at home because he knew that Christina is at home. The school, he went to school, and after 1 hour at school, he started saying madepanja, which is he's having pain in the stomach. I already know my son. I know that that is a lie. If I was there, when he was doing that, I know it's a lie. He's not having any stomach pain. So the school called me to say that my son is having stomach pain. I should come and pick him up. If you watch one of my vlogmas, it's on my vlogmas. And when he come back home, nothing was happening to him. He was perfectly fine. So what am I saying this? Get to know your kids. Get to know the things that your kids can do. Some of the, because if Italian teachers no longer have that patience to, you know, investigate very well before calling the parent. As long as your child cries, continue crying in the class, they will call you because they have to follow the program, whatever program they are following. They will take the child out of the class and call you to come and pick the child. If your child just complain to a teacher that he's having stomach pain, he will not even ask what is going on. Maybe go there, sit down there and rest. They will call you. If your child say his finger is paining him, or he's having pain in the head, in the leg, or any part of the body, they won't even ask to see what is happening. They will call you to come and pick the child. So get ready, because this is my experience. It's been more than 5 times. They've called me more than 5 times to come and pick him without no reason. He will come back here, he will start playing. So get to know your child, talk to your child, ask him the days he doesn't feel like going to school, let him talk to you, explain to you. If the school is far from your house, instead of you to be going front and back, let him explain to you, make do 2 times jogging, going to pick him as soon as he drop him at school. Get to talk to them, because that is the only way out of all these things. But because even because they won't stop calling, they will always call. Out of my own experience, they will always call you to come and pick them. If the child complain any slightest small thing, they will always call you to come and pick the child from school. So talk to your kids, tell them, root for them, tell them to explain everything to you. And one of the call they called me, customer actually come back, just like Kellen. Customer come and said that he didn't want to stay there because the teacher shouted at him that day. Maybe the teacher interrogated him and he didn't respond the way the teacher wanted him to respond. So I don't know what the teacher did. The teacher shouted at him and he didn't take it well. So that is when he started feeling the headache and want to come back home, and they called me. He wasn't sick. So that is it, my dear. So just talk to them, explain to them the situation, because I had to explain the situation to Cosmo. I told him, Mama is busy. I'm busy. You don't have to, mess up all the time. If you don't want to go to school in the morning, let's investigate what is wrong with you. If anything, because going up and down, front and back, picking you up anytime you want, it's not something that we have to do. Because I have to know when the re-emergency is there. I have to know when to respond to the re-emergency, and not because you don't want to stay at school. Okay, so if they shout, if the shouting keep going on, the child keep complaining that they shout at him so much. Like I saw a comment of Ijoma Gloria on your Instagram. Ijoma Gloria, I would also advise that you go to have colloquy with the teachers, get to know what is happening, where your child is not doing well, because they no longer have patience to follow up with children right now. Like us now, if you know what logopedist, we have to pay external to help to help Cosmo in so many things. We are paying. I know a lot of people don't afford to pay, but you get to know where your child is having difficulty. Then you work towards that area, because teachers are no longer patient to help kids. They're no longer patient to cuddle kids. They no longer have space to do, this, and what I noticed in the Italian educational system, especially primary school, that their teachers are very old. Like one of Cosmo's teachers is my mother's age. Imagine my mother being a Cosmo's teacher, handling 20 kids in the class. Is they no longer have patience for that. They don't wait. If you're behind, you're behind. They leave you there if your parents don't push you, or your parents don't get external help for you. So It's not happening only for foreigners, but Italians too do complain about that. And Italian parents do complain about it. I've get to talk to Italian teachers too. They have their reason. They say they have a module that they have to complete, so they no longer have because of the module that they have to complete before the school year runs out. They no longer have patience to follow up someone that is behind or someone that is crying that the parents has to do the job. So it's something that is normal. So talk to I'm not just talking to fantastic people here. I'm talking to, if you're living in Italy, talk to your kids, get to know what is happening. If the thing is really, if the teacher is actually pushing or beating or doing anything that is not appropriate to your child, get to meet the teacher, have a meeting with the teacher, talk to the teacher, and get the whole problem solved. Do not ignore your child's cry. Do not ignore, to have a meeting with a teacher if your child is complaining. Okay, don't tell your child that it's normal, it's not normal. Get to know what the problem is. It's not going to keep calling you, or your child keep crying that he's not coming. If your child keep crying or they keep calling you all the time, just get to talk to the teachers and let them explain why your child is behaving that way. For me, this is my own story. I've been there. I don't even know if I'm going to be there, if they call me tomorrow or next. Depends on my child. When my child is tired of staying at school, he will make something for them to call me to come and pick him, and they will come whether he's sick or not. Nigeria call those. Nigeria don't send kids back home. Nigeria don't call parents like that. But here in Italy, they do. They've called me severally, and I don't know what the future holds. So I feel your pain, but it's what it is. That is how the system works here. Okay, so I hope this video encourage some parents out there, and I hope I make sense. This video makes sense. I hope this video give you some closure about what happened to Caleb. So that is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you guys on my next one. God bless you. Bye.